Why Z?
Why Z? Because in the kitchen, I do everything from scratch. But when I'm in the car, it does most of it for me.
Because you need the ability to cruise when you want to and take off when you have to.
Pick up the bass, pick up the bass, pick up the bass, pick up the bass, pick up the bass.
Gateway Automotive, your trusted multi-franchise car dealership. Get your local Illawarra news 24/7 at wavefm.com.au. Plus emergency local news alerts via our free iHeart app. This is Wave 96.5. This is your news now.
Hi there, Saskia Channing here with you. The Federal Treasurer says he'd be surprised if the polls were good after the budget, following a tough result for the government today. The latest news poll shows voters think last week's budget was the worst since the 90s and will leave most Australians worse off. Jim Chalmers admits the changes were tough, but insists they will work out in the long run.
We don't hand down budgets expecting to make some kind of big, near-term positive difference to an opinion poll 5 days later. We make these decisions to make a big positive difference to the housing market over time, particularly for young Australians who've been locked out for too long.
The Aussies and Kiwi quarantining in Perth after being on board the hantavirus cruise ship continue to test negative to the disease. They'll remain in isolation until next month. Police have arrested just shy of 1,000 domestic violence offenders in the state as part of a targeted crackdown over 4 days. 2 of those arrests were made at a home in Lake Illawarra. A man and woman, both aged in their 20s, charged with a range of DV and drug-related offences. Acting Assistant Commissioner Adam Johnson says more shocking than the number of arrests is just how many incidents are happening behind the scenes.
On a day-to-day basis, the New South Wales Police are still responding to a domestic violence incident every 3 minutes. 160,000 incidents across the 12-month period. It takes up around 60% of police time.
And tributes continue to flow for a local mum who suffered a medical emergency during a soccer match last month, following last week's news of her passing. The family of Woonona Sharks player Heba has thanked the community for its support during their darkest days, releasing a statement noting Heba left this world surrounded by love. Also thanking those who donated to a fundraiser and to every club, teammate and community member who paused to reflect on her life during games across the weekend.
Never seen before low prices on outdoor furniture, barbecues and clearance stock. All must go. Only at Harvey Norman Furniture Warrawong.
Wave 96.5 Sport.
Another Dragon is bound for the Super League. Winger Matthew Fearney locking in a 3-year deal with the Castleford Tigers, linking up with skipper Damien Cook from 2027. And Blues coach Laurie Daly insists Stephen Crichton's selection in the squad for Origin 1 was never in doubt. Crichton retains his spot despite his current woes at the Bulldogs. Daly says Crichton is an integral part of the Blue squad.
Unfortunately for him, the Bulldogs aren't playing well, but I think Critter, there's no issues from my end. He was always going to be in the team.
6 players have been named to make their debuts, 7 including Albion Park's Dylan Lucas, who's been named as a non-playing reserve at number 20.
Paragon Ford Yalla, the Illawarra's #1 Ford dealer. Wave 96.5 weather.
A shower or 2 into the evening, temps dropping to a low of 16 degrees. More rain expected tomorrow, 20 degrees the top, clearing up for a mostly fine day on Wednesday with tops of 19. Right now it's 19 degrees in Gerringong on Wave 96.5.